So in this video, we're going to talk about how to do exponential regressions on the TI calculator. So remember, we sometimes need exponential functions to model data. Remember, exponential functions have the form y equals a times b to the x, where a is the initial value and b is the rate of change. Remember, we can also have exponential functions that involve e. They have the form y equals a times e to the bx. So remember, sometimes data in a scatter plot may have an exponential pattern. So then we need to use an exponential regression to write an equation that best models the data. So here's how you do this on the TI calculator. So you're going to start off by going to Stat and hitting Enter on Edit. So if you have values already in your table, you want to click arrow up and then clear and then enter so you can clear out what's in your table. So you're going to clear and then enter. So now you're going to go to L1 and you're going to enter your X values. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to arrow over to L2 and then enter the Y values. So 285, 270.75, 257.21, 244.35, and 232.13. So now to do an exponential equation, you need to go ahead and click on Stat, arrow right to calculate, and exponential regression is going to be option 0. So here it's a 0 exponential regression. That's what we need, and then keep hitting Enter until calculate is highlighted, and then hit Enter again. And now it gives us the values of a and b. We need to write our exponential equation, right? So a is 300, so we have 300 times b, which is 0.95 to the x. So let's try this example now. It says that Farmer Dan tracked the mouse population on his farm over 6 months. The data he observed are recorded in the following table. Use your calculator to perform a regression for the data and then find the equation of the curve of best fit. So let's go ahead and go to Stat Edit and then let's clear what we have. So we're going to click Clear, Enter, and then go up, Clear, Enter. And in L1, I'm going to enter all the months. So I'm going to go ahead and pause while I enter this data into L1 and L2. Okay, so months is going to go into L1 and the number of mice is going to go into L2. Okay, so now that I have all this data entered into my table, I'm going to go ahead and go to Stat and then Calculate. Go down to option 0 and then choose exponential regression. Hit Enter and then keep hitting Enter. And then once I am past Calculate, it's going to give me the variables that I need to write my equation. Okay, so my equation is going to be y equals 6.351 times b, which is 1.426 to the x. Okay, so that's my exponential equation. Now it wants us to use that equation to predict the number of mice that will be on Dan's farm 10 months after he began recording data. So remember, the number of months is our value of x, so we're going to just plug that in. So we have y equals 6.351 times 1.426 to the x, which is 10. So I'm just going to use my calculator to help me figure this out. So I have 6.351 times 1.426 to the 10th power. And then when I hit enter, it gives me the approximate value. Since we're talking about mice, I'm going to go ahead and round to the nearest whole number. So I'm going to say there's about 221 mice on his farm 10 months later. So remember that using your calculator, you can model data using exponential regressions. You can use these equations then to predict future values.